And welcome to the Movie Madhouse. I'm Rob.
I'm James.
And I'm Jason, who's wondering why James is wearing a Christmas shirt in August.
Because it's a nice shade of green and it has Popeye on it.
And I'm Mitch, and I appreciate a good Christmas shirt.
Right? It's a good shirt. It says it's Popeye, and it says your halls are going to get decked.
I'm not saying I don't like it. It's just I don't like Christmas in August. So
Bah,
I'm one of those guys.
bah, humbug.
Only in December.
See, now, and I was saying to my girlfriend earlier, like, I hope people would notice it's just a nice shade of green and you see Popeye.
No.
It's just like they won't see the snowflakes or whatever. No, I didn't think
I saw
anyone
the
would.
wreath.
The big wreath on his muscle. Yes. Well, anyway.
I wouldn't have noticed if Jason didn't point it out.
The jolly green giant over here.
I'm just hoping he doesn't get weirded out figuring out there's a very small action figure staring at him.
Oh, I noticed. I noticed, and we'll see if he stays there through the episode.
Dr. Stevel is a friend of mine, and a buddy of mine had these and sent them over. It's doo-doo-doo-doo.
Oh, okay.
But of course, there's also the one Jay's got. Vern Troyer.
Very nice.
Get the hand up in the right spot. There we go.
There you go. So, Mitch, how you been?
I've been good. I've been very excited to join you guys for this podcast. When you reached out about the topic, I was thrilled because this is one of my favorites, and I couldn't wait to dive in. So very excited.
I gotta know. Compare your excitedness for being here for this versus Stefan's anger that he's not.
He might be a little bit higher on the anger scale than I am on the excitement.
Okay, all right.
Well,
He's
see,
definitely a little bit bitter.
I tried to make up for it in the description when we posted the episode. It said we welcome Stefan back to, recast his favorite movie, Blade Runner. So I thought maybe that might dull it a little bit, but I doubt it. But yeah, we are excited for this one. And it was tough for me to figure out some of these people.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, this definitely took homework. Unfortunately, I didn't get to rewatch. So I had to go by a deep synopsis that I found while looking at images of the actors and reliving it in my mind.
I got to be honest, that's how I did it. I kind of relived it in my head, and I tried to take what the people look like out of it and just look at the characters.
I got through about the first half of it when I could.
What are you reaching?
There was a cobweb hanging down.
Oh, was there? Oh, okay. Man, I need some stuff. So why don't we just jump right into it? I didn't get a chance to flip over the banners yet here, so bear with me. Windows is our first one.
You click that button, and then you click that button.
Yeah.
And then that button.
And there it is.
Yeah.
Jason knows what he's talking about.
I guess.
So we're going to start with Windows because that's the bottom of the list. Mitch.
Oh, I get the honor of going first here. Right?
Always the guest.
Fantastic. So for Windows, I actually struggled a little bit to find a good Windows, but I thought I had a decent answer for it. I have a little bit of a connection to the original one. I actually cast Wyatt Russell as Windows. I thought he would be a fun choice to play that character and have that little bit of connection to the original one, with his father being Kurt Russell. So that's who I went with for Windows. I think he could do a good job with it as well.
Nice.
I think that's a good idea because, like you always say, low hanging fruit. Cast him as Mccready because his dad did it. Why can't he? But yeah, you're right.
You do it as just a little wink.
Yep.
It makes it a little bit more special, I guess, is the way to look at it.
Exactly. That's a good call. Good call. Okay, Jace, what do you got?
I did keep the looks involved just because I feel like the look helps you define what type of character you're going for, because they were very stereotypical in those days, and I feel like that can still play. You got a little more wiggle room nowadays. So I went with Danny McBride.
Nice.
And see,
Okay.
when I was going through my list, Danny kept popping up. I'm going, what about, just because of the fact he did Aliens?
Yeah,
and
by doing Alien Covenant or whatever it was. Yeah, we can see he can do the serious side.
Yep.
In the right way. So yeah, that's where I went with.
And
I like that choice.
He's got the hair like Windows had.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
that helped.
James.
I would back to the one thing you were talking about when you do remakes and stuff. I was looking up time travel movies, and I was looking up the Philadelphia Experiment because we had talked about it briefly. And Michael Pare, who starred in the Philadelphia Experiment, actually showed up in the TV movie remake in another role.
Really?
Which I didn't know there was a TV movie remake. But
No, neither did I.
apparently he showed up in it. Anyway, my pick for Windows, his legal issues, current legal issues notwithstanding, I did Danny Masterson.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Because he's got the hairstyle.
Yeah.
Definitely got the hair.
You see, I think what it is, without saying it, my current state notwithstanding, you're kind of looking for a bit of a stoner look.
Kind of.
A bit more of that was definitely the vibe that I went with, and I was going with Danny McBride for Pineapple Express. So
Okay.
that's my thought train there.
See, I never pictured Windows as that, but I guess I could see why you would, because he had that drawl every once in a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Man. Well, now mine's going to seem way out in left field because I was going just to mix things up a little bit. And I actually went with Stephen Ewan.
Sure.
Okay.
Because you've seen him on Walking Dead. You've seen him in Balco. Not Balco. What was
Mayhem.
it? Mayhem.
Yeah.
Right? And
Apparently, he's also really good in
Burning.
Minari.
Oh,
Wasn't
yeah,
he a part of that? The Oscar contention?
He was. He was also had an amazing part in Burning.
Burning?
but yeah, I thought,
Yeah, he's got the chops.
break his shell a little bit too.
Yeah.
That was my thought.
That going in as we've seen, sometimes going in left field with a remake can work.
Starbuck. I always look at Starbuck.
Well, that is one of the big ones.
Yep. Katie Sackhoff owned that role. Okay. Well, let's get on to another fan favorite, Fuchs.
Fuchs. So it's back to me, right?
Yeah. Everybody loves Fuchs.
Do they?
Ish.
So for Fuchs, I definitely went with the looks route, but also a guy that I think plays a good, biologist, smart guy, Corey Stoll from Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think he's in the first one or the second one. I can't remember which one.
First one.
As the villain, but he's been in all kinds of stuff.
Oh.
I liked him a lot in Midnight in Paris. I think he played Hemingway. That's when I first
That was a great role. Yeah.
got him. But I think he's just a really good actor, and I think he fits that role really well.
You're not wrong when I think of the things I've seen him in. He's really good at playing an asshole.
Yeah,
He's just got that down.
also.
So it makes sense for Fuchs. That's where I think I went in an entirely different direction.
Right on the top of his resume. I'm an asshole.
But he also had a lead role in that Guillermo del Toro vampire series, The Strain. He played kind of like, and not necessarily the hero role, but he was like one of the lead doctors trying to fight against the vampire.
Okay.
Right. So he's familiar with monsters and things.
Yes, biological blood demons.
Yeah.
And he was in House of Cards.
Very
Right.
close. There was a parasite.
Yes, I only watched the first season of that, so but I do remember.
Yeah.
That. Yeah.
After Mara got killed off, that was it for me.
I don't know. I just never went back to it. And then all the Kevin Spacey stuff came out, and I'm like, okay, nah, I'm not gonna bother.
Okay, Jason, who's your Fuchs?
See, that's where I went entirely different. I was going to Independence Day style Brent Spiner.
Oh,
Just
nice.
make him less awkward, obviously. But Brent Spiner, just going, to his roots of being like data, you know, a little more serious with it, but he could have been really pretentious with it.
You don't think the age might be a problem there? 'Cause he's not showing it a bit
He's
now.
quite old.
I think he could still do it. I haven't seen him much, but
They had Captain Diabetes himself, Wilford Brimley, on there. So age,
He probably wasn't that old, but looked old at the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
well, considering that was 82 and he was still doing stuff in the 90s.
Yep. So, okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Although it's a little sad that most people today, like the younger people, only know him as Diabetes.
Yep. That's really
Never
it.
mind his phenomenal filmology, you know,
Or that awesome run with Oatmeal. Right?
I forgot about you.
And I think he was in Remo Williams, The Adventure Begins.
I only vaguely remember that movie, and I only remember that one bit with the guy running across the water.
Classic.
That's all I can remember of that movie.
James.
I went with looks on this one, and I went with Peter Sarsgaard.
Okay.
Nice.
He's got the average kind of look.
Yeah. And he can go the scientific route, minus the huge head in Green Lantern.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you look at his brothers. You look at Alexander, and he's got that slim Norwegian
Wrong-
face.
No, not related.
No, sure they
Yes,
are.
they are.
They got the last
No,
name.
they're Skarsgård. He's Sarsgaard.
It's because he forgot a letter.
You're right.
Imagine looking like Peter Sarsgaard and the rest of your family looked like the rest of them. It's very disappointing.
Yep. No, I'm
He's
not.
like that third or fourth member of 98 Degrees. He's just the one that doesn't look like.
Turn
I
away from the
I make
camera.
a Hemsworth joke, but unfortunately, no. You can see they're all Hemsworth. Like,
Yeah.
Or the one blonde Baldwin joke.
there you go. The Baldwins.
Yep.
You got all those, all of them, and then there's Steven.
Where'd he come from? The mailman. I went a different route for Fuchs on this one, only because I love this guy's acting. I haven't seen much of it, but he killed the role he originally had, Charlie Cox. You know, we know he can
Okay.
be the book smart kind of guy and still do a little rough and tumble stuff if he has to.
Is that the Daredevil guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Who's coming back? They're-
Fingers crossed.
They're
Nothing is a fact until you watch it.
right, but heavy rumor that Matt Murdock
Mhm.
defends Peter.
Heavy rumor that there's a billion Spider-Man in it. Let's find out.
I'm with you. I'm anxious.
I would love to see him come back. I was just watching. I was going through Netflix last night, and The Punisher. You know, you go hover over it, and it plays a little trailer. I was watching the trailer for season 2 again. It's like, man, I miss him as Punisher.
We're getting him back.
John, maybe.
No, I thought that's a done deal.
Have you watched it? Literally, have you never trust Marvel?
Well, people were asking Kevin Feige about details on the new Spider-Man. He's like, yeah, ask
Alfred Molina.
Alfred Molina.
He'll let you know, or Tom Holland, one of the two.
No, Holland has like two people that tackle him if he starts
Before he answers, he looks.
electric shock collar.
Oh, that would work. Anyway, on to Gary. Mitch.
Yes, Gary.
Gary.
So, big fan of this actor, as anyone who talks to me for more than 5 minutes about movies knows. I had to get him in this cast somewhere. So I went with my man, the Canadian actor, Barry Pepper. Love him. Definitely putting him in this role.
And he does have the age for Gary now. You know?
Yeah, he's like 51, 52 now, a little bit older. I think he'd do a good job.
See, I can't help but think Saving Private Ryan, Battlefield Earth, all those ones where he was much younger.
Yes.
But
Yeah, long time ago.
yeah, but no, he is a good actor. Very good actor. Good choice. It'd be interesting to see his version of Gary.
I think so too. I love watching him in anything. Even he was in that Netflix movie Awake recently. That wasn't great, but I thought he did a really good job in it. He played like a priest in that. So I'll take him wherever I can get him.
Dude, sometimes I watch movies for that. Just, the movie's garbage, but you want to see what the people do with what they've got,
There's a movie that I am going to be watching like as soon as I have the spare time, like very soon. that I just found out about. It's called Becky. And it might have been Netflix or Amazon. It came out last year. And what drew my attention before I saw the trailer, Kevin James as a beefed up gorilla looking Nazi skinhead.
Oh, he had a run of 2 or 3 movies where he was going against type. I heard about.
Do remember something about that movie.
And then I watched the trailer, and okay, yes, he is terrifying.
Isn't his shot caller Patrick Stewart? The green room. Sorry, couldn't resist.
Could have been.
Who's your Gary?
My Gary.
Meow. Sorry.
What the heck was that?
Wrong Gary.
SpongeBob. I went with Michael Douglas.
Oh,
now that he's working again, because he was really old for a while and he's
got better.
He did. I'm really digging what he's putting out there. Not just with Ant-Man. He's got a show on Netflix. I've seen a little bit, the Kaminsky Method.
I haven't seen that.
I think he's like an aging actor who's like runs a drama class or something. And
that'd be neat to see.
I haven't watched. I've only seen little tiny bits of it, but he's phenomenal. He's on fire, and I think he'd make a good Gary.
Michael Douglas kind of is good at pretty much everything he does. So I can't.
He's not known for too many bad roles.
No.
I have a question for you guys.
Uh-oh.
And watching this, how old do you think that Gary really is in The Thing?
I'd say late 40s, early 50s.
He's 52 when the movie came out.
Was he
52 when it came out?
It said he was born in 1930.
So that
I was thinking 50s, and I know Michael Douglas is considerably beyond that. I thought it could work.
Oh no, absolutely, because I see him as the older patriarchal because he's the head of the expedition.
Yeah.
Those eyebrows, man.
Yeah. No, I ask not to criticize your choice, but only because in watching it, I imagine all these guys I think as much older than they really are because the movie is old and I watched it, pretty young, but I think that they're all probably younger than I actually think they are. So that's why I was asking how old Gary actually is. But I appreciate 52. Barry Pepper's perfect then.
Yeah. And that's true. I never thought of that. When you watch something as a youngster, like I remember watching Terminator, and those people were freaking old to me.
Yeah.
But now, half of them at that point are younger than I am now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
And now you see them now.
Yeah.
And they look old.
Yes. James, who's your Gary?
My Gary, I picked David Denman. And if the name doesn't stand out, he does a lot of various roles, but the one you might know him, he's a large guy, but he can also play like the business or scientific looking guy. He was the dad in Brightburn.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But he's also done military ones. Like he was Boone in 13 Hours. He was Skip in Angel, where he had like all makeup and prosthetics on. So he was kind of like a demon looking guy, but he can look like a very, very ordinary looking guy with the beard and glasses and stuff.
Well, he was on The Office as Roy, right? Sam's original fiance.
That's where I remember him the most from. Yes. He was Roy on The Office.
Yeah.
Greg just popped in. Hey, Mitch and the boys. Hope everyone is well.
Hey, Greg.
Hello, Greg.
Hey, Greg.
Mitch gets mentioned by name. The rest of us are just boys.
Yep.
Apparently.
We've been voted.
I'm good with that. My Gary. I went with someone to try and deviate from their casting because they have been typecast for about 20 years now. And I've seen him do other work, and he is really good. It's a guy, independent actor named Hugh Jackman.
Jackman?
Yeah.
Oh, isn't he that a friend of Ryan Reynolds? Like that hangers on,
That might be his cousin, Hugh Jass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought Hugh could pull off Gary rather convincingly. Because he can have the military edge when he wants. But if you watch movies like Prisoners or is it The Illusionist? Which magician one did he do?
Oh,
The Prestige.
The Prestige. There we go. He does have a softer side almost. And I hate to say it like that, but not
vulnerable.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So I think he'd be a really good Gary.
I think that he could do it for sure. He's a great actor. My only thing would be he's a big star and he's also a big dude. And I think he attracts a little too much attention for Gary. To me, I see him more as like a Mccready, who's the one, actually sort of in control and doing badass stuff. But I think he could pull it off. It just might be distracting to see him in that role.
Did you ever watch him in Prisoners?
I love him in Prisoners, but he's super intimidating and a bit off kilter in that.
But he also blends in with everybody. Like, he does not stand out. And that was one of the biggest reasons I picked him as Gary, because he's not jacked up,
Right. I can see it. I think he's a great actor, so he could definitely pull it off.
You're right, though. I didn't think about the height. Oh, well, he's out. Fired. Just fired.
I guess it's Barry Pepper, then.
Let me see. Greg said, didn't David Denman work at 7-11 in St. Thomas, James? 7-11.
Trying to remember where that was in St. Thomas. That was a variety store.
Is this one of those variety stores that's not quite?
It was a knockoff.
Knockoffs. Everyone thought that because it was 7-11. No, it's not 7-11 because St. Thomas didn't have one once upon a time.
They almost did.
But
who wanted to pay those franchise fees?
Right? We can get it cheaper at 7-11.
He might remember where that was in St. Thomas. I can't.
My guess
or
on a corner.
Or who worked there.
It was on a corner somewhere. Okay, now we're at Dr. Cooper. Oh, haha, it was a joke. I don't think
went over
Thanks,
my
Greg.
either he didn't work there or there's no 7-11. I'm not sure which is the joke. But Dr. Cooper, Mitch, what do you got?
I think it's Dr. Copper there, Rob, but I went with
I'm dyslexic.
who I think is a fantastic actor who I think I haven't watched it, but that show Succession he's on and gets a lot of acclaim for. I'm a fan of him in 25th Hour, also the prison escape movie, The Escapist. The wonderful Brian Cox is who I chose for this role.
Oh, he is good in everything.
Yes,
man.
he is. I adore him and Helen Mirren together in the Red movies.
They are hilarious.
They are just utterly adorable, but they're so lethal.
And I loved him in the Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Yes, that was also something I was thinking of.
Yes.
Yeah, he's great.
You
So he could easily play a doctor, someone working on these creepy
And
bodies.
oddly enough, he's in 2 movies called Red.
Oh.
He's in Red and Red 2, but he's in another movie called Red that was based on a Lucky McKee novel where a bunch of punk kids kill his dog and he goes after them.
Oh,
Really?
See,
The original John Wick.
I might change up your choice just a little bit, because to me, he would be more of a Blair, who's more on the portly side, than Copper, who was the thinner doctor.
Okay, I think they've both got a little bit of weight to them, but
yeah.
that's fair.
Blair definitely has more. It's probably because he's got diabetes. But I do like your pick, because, I didn't even think of Brian Cox.
neither did I.
I'm kicking my butt on that one.
Neither did I, but I still like my pick.
Well, who's your pick?
Who is it?
I went with Giancarlo Esposito.
Oh, nice.
Oh, he'll either make you better or sell you drugs.
Exactly. No, he's got that charisma in every single role. Doesn't matter whether he's playing somebody who's truly evil or a near saint. He can just play it so believably. So that's the perfect doctor bedside manner.
Well, yeah, especially if you look at his introduction in Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
He's the owner of a restaurant. He came across just, normal. But then when,
He flipped that switch, so that when that door closed, boom. Yeah, it was. So he's got the chops, obviously, and I think he would give a little bit more intensity to that role.
I like that pick. Interesting. James.
I take it.
All right, let's see. I've actually forgotten who I picked. So
It's a surprise to all of us.
Dr. Copper. Okay. This is another Breaking Bad connection. I picked David Costabile, who was he was another one because I had been thinking about 13 Hours. So he appeared in 13 Hours, but he was also in Breaking Bad as he was the one super nice guy that was working with them that Aaron Paul had to kill.
Gale.
Oh, I think I heard.
And
It
he had
was
the book. He had the book that had the transcription from from Heisenberg.
WW.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was
The book
pretty good.
that Frank or the brother
Hank.
the book Hank read.
Yeah, let's see. It's
Yes.
Gale. Was it Boddicker? Boetici.
Yes, Gale.
Yeah.
Yes, his name was
He
Gale.
was good. That's a good pick too.
Yeah, I like that choice.
Now I don't know about mine because I went
Reginald Val Johnson.
close. I went the Danny McBride route. I thought this guy is a known comedic actor, but I watched him. What was it called? The Long Shot. Can't think of it now. It's with him and I think Charlize Theron.
Yep, The Long Shot.
Yeah, and there were some very dramatic moments in that. So Seth Rogen.
He can do some dramatic. I have seen one of his movies was like The Last Waltz or Take This Waltz or something. It was a completely awful movie, but he was a straight serious role in that.
But that's I thought it just a mix up,
Yeah.
Oh,
He may pop up on my list as well, Rob.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I got a feeling that in order for him to be serious, he can't smoke. So you have trouble signing him.
Watch him play Steve Wozniak in Steve Jobs.
Oh yeah,
That's a fantastic movie, fantastic performance across the board by everyone, but especially him.
and that's the one Steve that is called Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs, yeah.
Okay, there were 2 or 3 all that came.
Yeah,
out
there was
at the same
Jobs that had Ashton Kutcher.
Oh,
This is
okay.
the one with Fassbender and done by Danny Boyle.
time. Okay,
Okay. Well, that moves us on to Bennings.
Benning.
Mitch,
All right.
who's your Bennings?
Now, I don't know if we're going in the reverse order of how you sent them. Did we skip Norris, or is he coming up later?
Oh,
These
I
were
don't have Norris.
no, there was 2 we had to pull. I apologize. There was 2 we had to pull to make it 10.
Oh, okay. Who did
What?
we pull? Norris.
Norris.
Norris and Clark.
Yes.
Oh, it was Clark.
Oh, I had such a great pick for Clark. That's
Well,
good.
who's your Norris?
just throw him out.
Norris was John Cho,
Oh,
Okay.
and for Clark, I picked Nick Offerman.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
well, and we were talking earlier. There was one. Who did you say we should have had instead? We should have kept Clark and got rid of
Copper.
Copper. Yeah, because Copper does stuff, but Clark's more memorable, especially in front of the dog pen, and
Yeah.
so we should have kept him. Okay.
All right, well, I guess it's my Bennings, which means I'm going with Chris Elliott as he matches the looks of Bennings a little bit, and I also just think he's a fun guy. He'd probably be enjoyable to watch, but I think he could do it. He's mostly known for comedic stuff, but I'd watch him in it.
it's the Seth Rogen, Danny McBride thing all over again, and I think it'd be worth a shot with him to try because everything I've seen comedic is gold. Scary movie with the hand, like
Yeah, this was also the pick that I struggled with the most
There's something
in
about
finding a Bennings that I thought was appropriate.
Yeah.
So Chris Elliott.
mine too. Mine is somewhat a Bennings look. This is the only one I based on look. So
No, this one I went in a totally different direction, just because I feel like I've seen this actor do the badass villain comedy kind of combination, and I think he could bring that to the Bennings character. I'm going to go with Sterling K. Brown.
Interesting.
I think he's on the show This Is Us. What I'm going with is his performance in The Predator. The last Predator movie where there's a bigger predator. He plays the government agent that's trying to get them.
I didn't know his name.
Yeah, that's Sterling K. Brown,
Okay.
and he's also great in Hotel Artemis. Like that's probably his.
Yeah.
That's his first starring role. So
It's just the best in the Predator when he gets to that. Your dad is a dumb motherfucker, and I hope he shows up. He does. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap.
Oh, Greg's got a good clerk.
Oh,
What about
TJ
TJ
Miller
Miller?
Yeah,
I could see it.
that would be a good one.
Is it bizarre that we're casting a ton of comedians
Right.
into this role?
there may be a problem with TJ Miller. He's got some legal issues and whatnot. So
TJ Miller is
Well, he
awesome.
had some. I don't know if
Him
he's.
and Danny Masterson can hang out together.
there we go.
Say we cast Danny, why not, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
I like the Sterling K. Brown pick. I think he's a great actor. He's got the same issue that I would have with a Hugh Jackman, though, and that I feel like he commands too much attention. And Bennings is a character who, in my mind, doesn't really require someone to do that. More of a background-ish kind of character. But he's a great actor.
this would test the acting chops. Are you able to pull yourself in? Right?
Yeah, an
That's true.
exercise in restraint.
Right? There we go. Now it's a teaching movie. Look at this. James says, hey guys. Hey James, thanks for joining. We
Hello,
are
James.
through our recasting of The Thing. And Bennings, James, who do you got?
Okay, I went with a similar, not exactly similar, but a very similar look to. I was looking at Peter Maloney, who played the original Bennings, and I went with a guy who can have the similar intensity in his eyes, but also he has done a little bit of scruff. Wouldn't exactly work with the receding hairline, but I went with Michael Fassbender.
I could see that.
Now I've seen him do like the scruffy look. He has done the scientific role with, not so much with Steve Jobs, but with Dangerous Method, where he was opposite Viggo Mortensen. Now I hadn't seen the movie, but I've seen his look in the movie.
Well, dude,
He,
it's
he
Michael
might
Fassbender.
suffer. He might suffer from the same thing as Hugh Jackman, where oh my god, it's Hugh Jackman. I can't believe him as the side guy.
Yeah, the star power there. That's
But then
pretty
again,
strong.
again, he was in 300, and you almost you remember he's
But that-
Stelios or something.
but
It's like
that was before he blew up.
yes, this is true.
Yes.
For anyone looking for a Fassbender performance that's a little bit outside of the stuff that he's done, Fish Tank is a great movie
Oh,
directed by Andrea Arnold.
I've heard of that.
I was going to
Never
say
seen that.
Frank,
Oh, where he has the
Okay.
where he wears this big like paper mache mask the whole movie.
See, now that I got to watch that.
It was weird.
Sounds like it.
Well, I find it interesting, like especially with Hugo Weaving with Viva Vendetta, when you have an actor that will do that.
yeah.
They're not seen in the film at all because of that, but yet they still want to do it because they want to act. Not,
Like Hugo Weaving's voice though is so powerful in that one.
yeah, he's got the perfect voice for that.
I think we've got a situation. I never thought we would see an actor that's going to be doing that with Jamie Foxx playing Spawn.
Yeah,
Jamie Foxx not showing his face.
Well,
they-
not his entire face.
yeah, like
If they go the same way, you've got like the guy in burn makeup.
right. So
dude, Jamie Foxx has been blue. He can do it.
that's true.
This is true.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Oh, here we go. Gary Oldman as Bennings.
We have a standing rule. Gary Oldman can play every role we recast in every.
Yes,
Everyone knows this. That's just a commandment.
that's right. I think it's the 11th or 12th. For my Bennings, I went more of a scientific look, but yet still a normalish look. I went with Miles Teller.
Oh,
Okay.
My tell, what's cracking?
After doing Fantastic Four, he had the Reed Richards thing down.
yeah.
And then I watched him in a movie last night. For the life of me, I can't remember what it was now because I wasn't really paying attention. I was writing.
Divergent.
But it was good. No,
Spectacular Now.
Whiplash.
no, that's the one I want to watch is Whiplash.
2 Night Stand.
The one
No,
where he's a firefighter.
Unknown movies. Get a Job.
no. It's on Netflix.
How
Anyway,
get a job?
Yeah, he's in a movie with Bryan Cranston called
And
Get
Anna
a Job.
Kendrick.
Yeah. It's a
No.
pretty good movie.
apparently not.
Maybe you have to be sober to watch it.
Oh, we got a couple good picks here.
Yes.
James said Ving Rhames as Childs.
Well, Ving Rhames can do almost
You better
anything.
save James just for that. Okay. All
I'll
right.
throw it up there.
All right.
And Jason Momoa as McCready.
I'm gonna boo the Jason Momoa pick. Sorry, James.
Okay, the fact that we already know that there is a remake in the works is a problem because they could go in that direction.
Jason Momoa was
really
supposed
hope
to
not.
throw, and that one fell on his face. So
You
No,
heard
I'm not
that
saying
the-
it is. I'm not even saying it's a rumor. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
You've heard that they're
Honestly.
actually trying to remake the thing.
They announced it last year.
I got to be honest, I heard it
This
about
is-
4 years ago too.
This is news
It's-
to me.
I find it's one of those things that circulates. Like for the longest
Well-
time, they kept talking about Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, and they
until
still
finally,
They still maintain it's a sequel,
right?
but they did that with the thing that came out in like 2011 or something like that, where they thought, well, we're not going to remake it because it's a masterpiece. We're going to do a prequel, which I thought was pretty brilliant because they took the whole axe in the door. Well, how'd that get there? And
Yep.
how'd the bloody handprint get on the wall? and
Or the
stuff?
guy that slit his wrist with had the blood frozen, and they had-
Yeah.
like they did a good job that way.
Yeah.
I found it ended in an inconceivable way because you now have people trapped in the ice somewhere else.
Well, they
You
had
know?
somebody on YouTube analyze it where why didn't Mccready and them see Mary Elizabeth Winstead? Because they analyzed that it was like there's a huge crater where the spaceship is, and she was on the opposite end of it when they drove away, so they wouldn't have seen her, but leaving it hanging where the hell she went.
Yeah, it's time for a sequel.
But I didn't hear
No,
about
it's time for nothing.
Bet you it's called The Thing. It's
We
gonna be
don't
called The
need to
Thing.
touch this movie at all. I wasn't a fan of the 2010 one.
Oh, James said it's all internet gossip.
It very well might be.
Yes, that's just it. That's why I used to get my hopes up, but now it's like when I see the film in front of me, I'll get excited. Or that first trailer, because then you
Yeah.
know it's legit. Usually, ish. I guess. All right, let's get to Palmer.
Palmer, this was the one I think that I went sort of with the, okay, this guy smokes a lot of weed. I'm going to go with another guy known for smoking weed. That's the Seth Rogen pick for Palmer.
That could work. But
Pretty
see,
easy connection in my mind.
wouldn't Seth in that environment want to make it more comedic?
But I think Palmer is also like, I don't want to say, plays everything for comedy, but he's definitely, has some lines and is sarcastic with a bunch of the other people there. I think that, Rogan could probably play that role.
If there's a comedic element in that film, it would be him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't argue that. Jason, who's your Palmer?
Justin Long. He's got that average dude kind of vibe.
I used to love Justin Long till Kevin Smith got a hold of him.
Oh,
Now
shit, come
I
on.
cannot picture him in anything other than that role.
Brandon St. Randy.
That's right.
Come on.
I did. Even in Die Hard and Galaxy Quest, but
You just want
Kevin ruined Justin Long
he
for you.
ruined him for me.
Oh,
I thought it might have been like Tusk or something like that ruined him for you.
No, because that brought him normal-ish, and then
I love Tusk.
Tusk is good. Tusk is
love
really
Tusk.
good. Okay, James, who's your Palmer?
I went with Chris Pine.
Oh.
Interesting.
I almost had him for another role, and then I shifted him around when I came up with a perfect one for I can't remember at this moment. But he has a very goofy side to him. Stretch, yes, very much
He
Stretch.
did a movie called Stretch. Patrick Wilson is a limo driver, and he gets a call, and he needs money and all this, and he gets a call from Chris Pine's character, who's like this billionaire dude.
But very bonkers and eccentric.
He's crazy eccentric, but he's very precise with his instructions. And so it's this whole wild night. If he can finish the night, he's going to get like 10 grand or something. Like he's going to get a massive tip.
I'm going to have to watch this because everything Chris Pine I've seen, he's always very straight-laced-ish, like Star Trek and Wonder Woman and things like that.
Yeah, because he can go outside the box. Horrible Bosses 2 is pretty.
I've never seen that.
Oh, it's so funny. It's almost as good as the first one. But he plays the son of one of the new horrible bosses they have to deal with, which is Christoph Waltz. So he plays the son of Christoph Waltz.
Now, I got to watch that. I didn't realize Christoph Waltz was in that.
Yeah.
No.
Actually, I debated Chris Pine for McCready. I thought he'd be a good leading man for this, but I went with someone else, so I'll save that.
Yep.
Okay. For my Palmer, I went a little different direction. I was trying to make this more of a multinational expedition instead of just American.
Fair enough.
So I went Kit Harrington.
Ooh.
Mitch, you're familiar with Kit Harrington.
I am, yeah.
He was in that movie.
The Pompeii that I worked on.
Yes.
Yeah. Had a fun time working on that.
I still haven't watched it. I love
That's because it's terrible. Don't watch it.
Watch it.
I was there, Rob. I saw the terribleness happening in the flesh.
Did you see Tom Hiddleston on the one side yelling at people while wearing a brown jacket?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
But, I appreciate the reference.
I'm a big fan of Pompeii. Moving on.
Sadly, I just got that. Okay. Let's get on to Nulls. This was a fun pick.
So this one for me was a little bit difficult. I ended up being kind of lazy with my pick because I Googled, some actors, and I saw a picture of this guy wearing a bandana, and I was like, that's the guy. His name's Brandon Michael Smith. And he was in the thing I saw him in most recently was Fear Street Part 3. I don't know if you guys watched it.
I haven't watched it yet.
But I know that name.
I honestly don't know what else he is in, but I think he has a good look. He's a young guy. I feel like Nulls looks like a younger guy amongst the group. So,
but Mitch has no idea if the guy can act. No. You got the look, son. You're in.
I don't even. You know what? I think I picked the wrong name. I don't even think this is the right same guy.
Age-old.
Oh, really?
Age-old Hollywood.
Yeah, because I just Googled him and I was like, wait, that's not the same guy.
Someone mislabeled a picture, and now he's.
They definitely did.
But he was in.
You were looking on Wikipedia, weren't you?
60-year-old white man shows up. I'm here for my role.
But he was in Fear Street Part 3.
Fear Street Part 3.
Benjamin Flores.
You cast me as Nulls.
Well, I'm sorry for wasting your time like this. Jeez,
Mitch just ruined it for everybody. Way to go, Mitch. I'm telling.
Right, I'll figure out who it actually was. You guys can move on.
I'm telling Stefan.
I want to hear more about working on Pompeii.
I'll tell you all about
it. Jason, who's your Nulls?
Tried to keep it on the lighter side, but he can bring a little bit of intensity if you need it. Well, actually, more than a little bit. Anthony Mackie.
Dude, he was the first person I put down. I've changed it. But, yeah, that was one of my picks for him originally.
Nice one. I did not consider him, but no.
All right. Who did you consider?
I did Damon Wayans Jr.
I forgot about the whole Wayans family.
He's he looks remarkably like his dad, but he's got insanely good comedic timing. Let's Be Cops. This movie I watched recently called Long Weekend, where he does a bit of serious, bit of joking.
Wait, you said Damon Wayans Jr.?
Damon Wayans Jr.
He's got a kid. Wait, because I'm thinking Last Boy Scout.
No,
that's Damon Wayans.
Right.
This is his
he
kid.
He has a few kids. He has I think there's a Damien Dante Wayans out there, but
that
Damon Wayans Jr.
Damon Wayans Jr. And he's up and coming.
He's got his own solid career going.
Is that his name, Mitch?
Yeah, I found
Daryl Britt Gibson.
Yes.
There we go.
He is way down the cast list of that movie. But he has a pretty decent part in it. But yeah, you can Google him if you want to see what he looks like.
That's
Daryl
cool.
Britt Gibson. Apparently, he was in 3 Billboards.
Apparently.
Which I still haven't watched. If an Oscar touches it, I tend not to look at it anymore.
But I can see why you picked him.
Yeah, I think he looks pretty similar. He's a young guy.
Yeah.
You can see him on rollerblades.
Nice one.
You picked Damon Wayans Jr. Now I got to look him up because I'm curious. We need to get him doing Homie the Clown. I went a little more, mainstream, but the guy does comedy as well because nothing beats him in The Fifth Element. Chris Tucker. You know, when you watch Shanghai Noon, Shanghai Nights, all that stuff, he has some edge in drama, but he can still have those comedic edges.
Yeah.
And he does a great blend of both in Silver Linings Playbook.
And nothing
Yeah,
like
he's
it.
very good at that.
Goes to turn the radio down and doesn't even touch it. You remember? Okay, now I changed the order here real quick just because obviously we want to keep the big two.
That's right.
So Dr. Blair. Who's your Blair, Mitch?
I went with the guy who's always great at pretty much everything he does. Bald, older, slightly portly. Paul Giamatti.
That's mine too.
Yeah.
We actually have crossover?
Whoa.
There you go. That means it's clearly the best pick.
We've had it once or twice before, I think.
On the recasting, I don't remember anybody picking the same
we've had
person
one.
for the same role.
I think we've had one.
Multiple people didn't pick Crispin Glover for Deckard.
So close. Oh, what Greg say here? Miles Teller, no love for Shia LaBeouf. Nope, no LaBeouf for Shia today.
I'm sure that he could be in this movie somewhere. I like him as an actor.
Nice.
I had him for a role in Blade Runner.
Yeah. Okay, who's your Dr. Blair?
My Dr. Blair. Oh, I didn't go with the portly part. I went with somebody who we know can pull out a really terrifying side. Bryan Cranston.
Oh.
There's nothing else to say except Breaking Bad, and his transformation.
The Princess Bride.
What?
Did you not see the video that they made? A whole bunch of actors got together and did The Princess Bride
No.
with the first part of COVID. Oh my God, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Fred Savage reprised his role briefly. But yeah, they had all these actors, and Bryan Cranston played Prince
Are you just
Humperdinck.
talking about like the reunion when they had the Zoom call?
Nope.
Well, they actually did.
Yep, it's broken into episodes, and different actors will sometimes play the same role. So you have one actor in one part playing, Prince Humperdinck, and another actor in the next part.
Because I did hear about somebody wanting to remake Princess Bride, and the internet gave a resounding
Oh,
no.
no, yeah, that ain't happening.
Not Prince Humperdinck. The Six-Fingered Man.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's fighting at the end. Oh
All
my
right.
God! And it's funny because he's using a feather duster.
I like that pick a lot, though. I think he definitely would do a great job.
If anybody in this cast, I would worry about pulling attention, it would be him trying to be evil. Just because of Breaking Bad, people are going to look at him and go, "He's got blue meth in his pocket. I know it." But that would be good. Okay, Dr. Blair, who's yours?
No, mine was Paul Giamatti. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. And it's funny
Great pick.
when you started talking, I thought we were going to have the same one
Okay.
because I picked mine because of James says Robert Taylor.
Oh, from Longmire. Yes, he does have a. He was in the Meg. Remember?
Was
He's the one that doesn't trust Jason Statham. blames
yes.
him. Yeah.
Mm, okay.
Actually, yeah, that'd be kind of neat. Well, the guy I picked was one film sold it, and it was 10 Cloverfield Lane.
John Goodman.
John Goodman.
Great
Nice
pick.
pick.
I
Excellent.
thought
Ooh.
because he
Yeah.
had that quirky edge, you didn't know
Ooh.
if he was on the edge of sanity or not,
Yeah.
And that's Blair.
Yeah.
Man, now I want to see him in that role.
Great
Okay,
pick, Rob.
here we go. Our top two. We start with Childs.
All right. I think that this is near perfect casting for this role. I think this guy's fantastic. I went with Daniel Kaluuya as Childs. I think that he's great at being both the sort of, pissed off, angry guy who you're questioning his sanity or whether or not he's a thing at the end, but also relatable, just all around fantastic actor. And I think he'd be perfect to play this role.
I gotta admit, I don't know that name.
Describe the Oscars that he was nominated for, Rob. Once you
Yeah.
heard he was nominated for
Yeah.
Oscars, you're like, nah.
That's it for him. Forget it.
Get Out,
Yeah.
Black Panther.
Who was he in Black Panther?
He's T'Challa's friend who's also dating the Michonne from Walking Dead in the
Two
movie.
Widows.
He's the head of the border tribe.
Oh, yeah, the gorilla dude.
No. The one who has the pet rhino.
Did you see Get Out, Rob?
Uh,
Seems like it's right
no.
up your alley. You didn't watch Get Out?
No.
Because it was an
It was nominated for an Oscar, so Rob's like, no.
Well, no,
way.
not for that reason. Just because I totally didn't hit my radar. And by the time it did, Us came out, so I watched Us instead. I thought that was Get Out, but it wasn't. And then
It's just much better.
Horrible, vicious little circle there. So,
Okay. Well, he's a great actor. He's also very good. I think what the best role in comparison to Childs for him would be in Widows. He plays like a sort of gang member who's very intimidating.
Widows is so good.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yes.
I am so out of the loop.
Apparently.
Okay.
If it helps, it has Colin Farrell.
Oh, see, there we go. Who was your child's?
I went. For some reason, I feel okay. You're dealing with Keith David, so those are some big boots, and I feel like there's a bit of a that anger rantiness there that the character needs.
I'm just thinking you're gonna collapse the universe and pick David Keith.
No. But I was somebody who can be just a badass with anger. Henry Rollins.
Oh,
interesting.
Especially if you watch him and
curious
he never
who he
died.
picks for Mccready now.
That's the big thing, because you got to look at the two people you're picking to play against each other.
Nice.
So now I'm very curious. But yeah, he never died. I thought was one of Henry Rollins' best.
Yes.
Oh, so good. Yes.
I want to see the sequel.
She never died.
She is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
I haven't watched that one yet.
And the beautiful thing Audrey did at the very end of it, set it up as a franchise.
Nice.
She doesn't know if she's doing anymore, but she goes, it's set up now.
That's awesome.
Okay. Who is your child's?
My child's is, this one took a while, and I almost thought of another big actor 5 minutes ago, but I'm sticking with my pick, Mekhi Phifer.
Okay.
Not too old, not too young.
He could have a rap battle against me.
Him and Anthony Mackie.
Right? There we go. Nicely done. Yeah, no, I like Mekhi Phifer.
No, you have you can just see a scene where the two of them are sitting in the mess hall and they're throwing yo mama jokes at each other.
Well, no, now we know he's Mccready. It's Eminem.
I think Mekhi Phifer has that same energy that Keith David has in The Thing, though. I think that's a good choice. It's just been a while since I've seen him, I think, in anything.
If you look at Dawn of the Dead, that has got intensity for him.
Yeah.
And
that was 15 years ago.
Right?
Yeah.
What's he been doing? Has he been in stuff recently?
I honestly can't remember the last time I've seen him in anything.
He was in the, he had a, oh, I missed that damn combo again.
He's been drinking.
He's in the Divergent series a bit.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I didn't watch those ones.
They're pretty good.
Let's see here. I'm pulling him up right now. There he is. And filmography says the latest one. Oh, Love Victor. He's in 8 episodes of that.
Yeah, that was the follow-up
the
to
Disney
Love
Plus.
Simon.
Yeah.
That's right. It's on Disney Plus. I knew I saw a little poster of it somewhere. The Bobby Brown story, 2 episodes.
So he's doing stuff.
Chicago PD. Oh, that was a bit ago. Frequency. Yeah, he's still out there.
He was on ER for a while.
Oh, 2016. He was in a film called Pandemic. Go figure. But that is a good pick. I went a little more cultural, a little more thespian with my child's.
Reginald Vell Johnson.
No. I when we did our last episode, for some reason, we got talking about Star Trek.
Yeah.
And so this weekend I watched them all. Star Trek Into Darkness, and Star Trek Beyond. And I loved his role in this. So I had to go with my pick for 007, Idris Elba.
Oh,
okay.
Nice.
I think I did consider him briefly, but yeah, I just couldn't get past it. So
For half a minute, I was thinking Lawrence Fishburne.
I don't know if he could do
But
the
I
run
didn't
in
think about
Child's
Idris
Takedown.
Elba. That's a really good pick.
I think it's a good pick. To me, it was too safe. I was like, he's the obvious choice for for this role. I got to go deeper.
Deeper.
Yeah.
You didn't even know the guy's name. Oh wait, no, that was Knowles. Never mind.
Yeah, exactly. I went too deep, Rob.
That's
Too
right.
so deep that I didn't know where I was.
I got stuff on my shovel. I don't know what it is. Now, here we go. Well, we know James is his Eminem. What's yours, Mitch?
So this one I also struggled with because I wanted to find the perfect Mccready, perfect guy to take this role. And I don't know that I did, but I like this pick anyway. Chris Pine, I thought, could do a good job. But I went with a guy who I feel like is a good badass, but not, your action hero kind of badass, with something a little behind the eyes, maybe some trouble in his past. I went with Joel Kinnaman as Mccready.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I could see that.
Rick Flag.
Yeah.
Yes, Rick Flag. I first came aware of him on The Killing, which I liked him in a lot. And I know there's some people out there who aren't huge fans of his. Don't think he's a great actor, but I think I really like him, so that's why I put him.
Has a great cameo in Safe House.
I find him a natural actor. Like when you watch him, like especially as Rick Flag, he's a guy. And sometimes people can't even act as a person.
And I think that's important for Mccready because, I don't want a Stallone or a Jason Statham type guy, like an action hero. I want a guy, but a guy who can also kill shit with a flamethrower.
Well, that's the beauty of The Thing too. It's not an action, Arnold piece.
Exactly.
It's an ensemble, 100% an ensemble.
yes.
So that is a good pick.
And if they do go, if the rumors are true about a remake, it's not going to be an ensemble piece.
It's obviously not because no one's contacted me yet. Okay, that's all I'm going to say.
For which role, Rob? Are you playing Windows or?
Oh no, they're getting hold of me for casting. That's why I'm doing this show today.
You're The Thing.
Trying to put another hat on, casting agent,
Right?
casting director. That's casting director.
Yeah, casting director. Yeah, casting director calls casting agent.
Yeah,
and says, "Give me your shit off the end of your shovel." Okay, who's your Mccready?
This was hard. This one was hard, but my brain just kept circling, and I kept coming back, and I don't know. It feels icky, but I'm going with Wyatt Russell. There's this sentimental torch bearing thing that I'm envisioning. Okay, I like Wyatt Russell, and
Oh shit, he's got a mic.
I want to see him honor his dad. That's I just can't get past it.
Okay, there is a small piece of me that likes the thought there, but hates it at the same time. Because
I understand. Okay,
Yeah.
I do understand.
I get your
but
pick.
the heart wants what the heart wants. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I like Wyatt Russell. That's why I put him as Windows, but I can't see him as Mccready, as sort of leading this group.
It's so weird. I'm watching Winter Soldier, and some of the stuff he's saying, I'm literally seeing Kurt Russell say it because he's got the same mannerisms. So I get what you're saying. I do, Unless he puts on a helmet and he's got those ears sticking and it doesn't even look like Kurt Russell. I don't know what he looks like. That was not a good Captain America look. Very good pick. Who's your Mccready?
I went about my pick the same way Mitch did, with like the guy who can be the every guy, but my guy can also be big, sport an excellent beard, and kill shit. I went with John Krasinski.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah. He didn't fare so well in Quiet Place, so maybe he'll last longer in this one.
No, but you see him in other 13 Hours. It was another 13 Hours movie. It has a lot of great actors in it, but it also him in a role you don't expect, where he's all of a sudden it's the guy from The Office. No, he's a big, badass special forces military guy with an awesome beard.
Dude, I'm behind you. After watching Jack Ryan,
which I still need to check out.
Oh, it's so good.
Yes.
But that's what I mean. It's so much of a departure from the Office, or even Quiet Place. Like he's Jack Ryan as a newbie,
Yeah.
and he nailed it.
Did you just watch 13 Hours? Is that what, like
No,
2 days ago?
I was
On the way
going
here.
through it the other day. I've seen it several times.
Yeah, I like Krasinski pick. I could see it. To me, the Office thing stays with me. He's too nice. He's too much of the nice guy. I don't buy him as a guy with the troubled past. You know what I mean? Like in A Quiet Place, he does a good job. I liked him in 13 Hours. I can buy him as a guy, like a soldier who's doing stuff. It's just, there's that thing behind Kurt Russell's eyes where it's like, I've seen some shit or something. And I don't see that in Krasinski. He's too innocent for me, but I do like him. And the beard definitely easily rock that beard.
Yeah. Krasinski is definitely, I know what you're saying with the whole innocent thing, because I don't know if any of you are familiar with his short-lived YouTube series, Some Good News, that he did at the start of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Cool.
beautiful stuff, like heartwarming as all hell. And it sparked a trend on YouTube. People are doing their own versions of it still, even after he stopped doing it. And so you're right. He's too innocent, but then you see him in Jack Ryan, and then you see what he can give us with A Quiet Place. Like, Krasinski is going to be around, and he's going to be big.
That's what
I
I mean.
could easily see him being cast if they were to make a remake. Then they said John Krasinski was playing. I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
I think if they stuck a beard on him and gave him a different look, that he would come out as a completely different person.
Oh yeah,
that's all it would take.
Greg had some interesting choices there. Mark Wahlberg or Bradley Cooper.
Well, interestingly enough,
Uh-oh. Did you pick Wahlberg?
yeah. And then, halfway through they could sing Wild. Oh my God. Good vibrations. There we go. I was gonna say Wild Thing. Wrong. No, I went with Bradley Cooper. I picked him right off the bat, and then I kept trying to come back to different stuff. But after watching A Star Is Born, the guy can nail that tortured soul so well. And like you were saying, you got that behind the eyes with Kurt Russell. I think it's just Jack Burton dying to get out. But with Bradley Cooper after Star Is Born, that haunted, look, he has it so well.
that's not a bad choice.
Yeah. And even in Silver Linings Playbook, like he's a little bit unhinged at times in that movie. I think he's a great actor, so I like that choice.
Can't believe Greg and I had the same thought.
Yeah.
Look, another crossover.
I have to rethink my life. That's all there is to it. All there is to it.
I'm disappointed we didn't get any input from Stefan here. No
Where's
choices.
Stefan?
He's crying probably. In bed somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's literally sitting
He
in the
can't
corner.
even bear to look.
Not even gonna look.
It would have been better if we'd seen him creeping in the background behind Mitch.
Yeah.
Little head pop up every once in a while. Oh wait. Oh yep, there we go. Twinsies. Yay. Greg and I are twinsies today. Is he bald?
He's getting there.
Mine's still by choice. All right.
I can see you playing Fuchs there, Rob, or which one of the bald guys?
Fuchs is Fuchs bald?
Is he? Or is he balding?
Not Bennings. Palmer. No.
One of them.
Who's the
Bennings is bald.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That was the one I picked Fassbender for, with everything but the receding hair.
Right.
Why can't I think of the name now? Who's the guy that runs out into the snow? He's the thing, and they burn him.
I think it's one of the guys.
It's Bennings, right?
That's Bennings,
And he's got the hands that are all messed up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
He
think
lets out that
out of that,
scream.
That's it. There we go. I'll be Bennings.
There you go.
He's pretty much bald too. Mitch, man, thank you so much for coming on and doing this.
Thank you,
No,
sir.
this was amazing. Thank you guys. Anytime you have ideas like this, Rob, I'm happy to come on the show and recast anything you want. Let me know, and I'm here.
You got it.
Had a ton of fun.
I'm digging next week because we not only have Nathan from Australia coming on, but we are going to be recasting Pulp Fiction.
Ooh, that'll
Right?
be good. I'll definitely have to chime in with some of my picks as
We had
well.
a hard time just narrowing it to 10.
Yeah.
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 What
was
about this guy? And what about this guy?
Yeah, because I went for the top 10 in the list on IMDb, and they're going, yeah, but what about this guy? You know, well, okay, let's change it.
And then,
well, what about this?
and then I see that line where you just, okay, my hands are off. You guys decide.
You guys pick 10. Tell me what we're doing, and then I shot it to Nathan. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. But that's another movie where it's hugely ensemble.
Yes,
You know, you could look at Sam Jackson and John Travolta as being kind of the big guys in it, but even then, you've got Tim Roth, you've got Ving Rhames, you've got like
Harvey Keitel.
Frank Whaley.
We almost forgot Harvey. Like, come on.
So
You called the wolf?
just like The Thing, everybody's important.
Yep.
And that's a movie I love, is when you get that.
Definitely.
But the hardest one there is Jules.
Probably.
That is going to be the hardest one to recast. Come on.
I agree.
That you have a possible pick already? Because I don't.
I think I know who he is. I think he was mentioned a couple of times in this podcast.
All right. Well, then they'll just stop right there. And
There, it's important.
He was in.
He's on Family Matters. Die Hard.
You figured it out. See?
Yep.
Technology.
That's the guy. No, he's going to
Sorry
play
to spoil
Ellis Wallace. Alrighty. Well, thank you again, Mitch. Again, we will pick another movie and have you back on anytime.
Amazing.
And I'm going to make you the same offer I told Stefan. You have a movie you want to do, you let us know.
I could send you 30 movies, Rob. So I'll send you a list, and then at some point, if you get to doing one, just hit me up.
Fair enough.
Sure.
I didn't want Stefan to be back in that same spot. I don't like this film, but I'll do it.
Yeah, better to let them choose.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty. Well, in that case, for another week at the Movie Madhouse, I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Mitch.
Yes. We'll see y'all later.
Bye.
Toodles.
I'll say, shut up! It's a madhouse!